110, right? And those correction of the Kagyu, the teachings of Buddha, will be finished in 2025. This is the project. In 2025, all those correction of Buddha's teachings preserved in Tibetan, you will find in English.
So, sorry, is that the Kagyu going to be completely translated?
Kagyu and Kagyu. The next, the below one is a Kagyu, is a commentary on the Buddha's teachings, Buddha's actual books, by the Indian masters. And within that correction, not only the commentary on Buddha's other native Indian philosophy, Hindu philosophy, medicine, all these are also included. Grammar, Panini, all these are included. And so here is the detail about the translation of Vinaya, Paranita is the number of the title according to that correction. Okay, and total numbers for that one. So I copied this from the resource. Okay. So Vinaya, on the Vinaya text, these are the number given according to that correction. You can find, right? So like that. So like 8 different characters here. And these are the number correction form. So these are the serial number 260 to 827. You will find the Tantra. Okay. And here commentaries including here 460. Total the different text. So these are the numbers given. I copied from the correction. Okay. And under the AU, the commentaries on that one. So this one is the actual words of the Buddha. That means actual, the correction of the Buddha's teachings. And it's a real relative on these different subjects. And this one is the commentary on that Buddha's teachings. So translation of Indian masters. So here, is it visible? It's powerful. Like this, right? So these are the translation of Indian masters. Commentary on Buddha's teachings, and not only Buddha's teachings, in others also. So these are the here. So these are the Sanskrit name which we mentioned there. Okay. So here, Charaka, Devta, Ramana. So here are all these things. Right? So there are total 3,361 different corrections. So, as according to the one information in 2003, actually it is Raul Samhita. Raul Samhita has collected some of those manuscripts from the Tibetan, which I think it was not told, just from the three different places he corrected. And from there, and many such new corrections appear, here in Patna, Bihar, right? So those are just from the three different places that carefully corrected many manuscripts. After that, the Chinese invasion, some of them have been destroyed, still not now. Maybe those destroyed one. So these are all these. Okay. So now this one is the correction work of Indian masters, Hindu, and this one Indian Buddhist treatises belonging to the following 5 faiths. So 5 natural treatises usually distributed classifications into 5 categories. So according to that one, again he selected here. These are the Indian root text and commentaries. 3,786 to 3,823. So these are the type numbers given according to the each text. Each text. So these are the collection of, there are many texts. In each volume, that collection of one book, there are many titles, different texts we will find in Sanskrit. So according to the depth, give these numbers. So first, according to the Prajna Paramita, you will find such different text and quantity, material quantity, and Tibetan commentaries, you will find 300. Only on the Prajna Paramita. 300 different commentaries on Tibetan, you will find. So on this 38. So there are many values still exist, and still they are found in Tibet, somewhere in the destroyed underground. And because this transmission process began from the before 7th century to the 18th century. So it is a centuries long process. So how many transmissions that happen? We can just assume, right? So many source collections are there, and still they are described, something lost. And those not only included. The important interesting thing is that they are most of those collections are from Indian masters. From the India. And it includes not only the commentaries by Nanda masters. So this is what I'm trying to share with you. So you can find from the many collections over here. And here Madhyamika also. So these are the numbers. You may according to here text, right? Metrics, and these are the good texts, right? These are the quantity, and here commentary by Tibetan 500, and Abhidharma. So there are two different collections. According to that collection, they are different two different numbers: 4,086 to 4,103. And another one, a series of collections that has number titled, they have given the serial number 4042, like that. So two different collections are here. So maybe this link succeeding from different preservers. Right? So I will show you this. There are mainly the 4 different preservers which we treated. I will show you the diagram. Okay. And you are Vinaya, same here. So 500, 300. Sema, Ramana, so 500. 500, these are the numbers you will get commentary. Suppose Ramana, on the Ramana you will get, so even these are not included the modern scholars, okay? These are all maybe 100 years back, I think. So even today, those who are writing the commentary on Ramana or Vikas, I think these are not included today. Modern PhD students, those who are doing PhD, only PhD in something called Dikshe, so they have written. I think all these books are not included, right? So maybe this collection is you should count 100 years after now. From there you can count. So until that, you will find commentaries, some of 500 commentaries on Brahmana. Some of the particular Indian treatises and here Tibetan commentaries. So these are the particular what we have learned today. We are learning today. Okay, those are the collections as a general and general view. So these are the some of those Tibetan commentaries we are learning practically. Right? So here, Semanandre. From Brahmana, so Brahmana Vartika is something we is learning today, practically and very actively. So these are the texts. Okay. So Brahmana Vartika, and you can find its good text from this series, right? From the collection. So there are many collections are here, not touched, not translated. some of those corrections, very few, very little from here. We are trying to publish, study, and right? So these are the commentaries from Vedika. Here 500, already given you 500 here, here 500. So from that 500, so 500 commentaries on the Pramana Vedika. So maybe hardly one can read all those 500 commentaries. Maybe we read some of those who are learning the commentary on the Pramana Vedika. At least we read 2 or 3, 5 commentaries. If we are going to do research on Pramana Vedika itself, Pramana, then many texts exist on the different masters.
So that's all right. My name is Shami. I only joined yesterday.
So, yes.
I only joined yesterday. The translation is different from the commentary. Is that correct? Translation is a translation. The commentary is an opinion.
Yes, translation is different from the commentary. So, commentary, first they translated the root text into the Tibetan. And after that, they give a commentary on that translation. And some are also the commentary by the Indian masters itself. And they translated the commentary of these texts into the Tibetan. So that's why again we can say the correction of commentaries of those corrections. In 2 ways we can understand. In 2 ways. So here only given good texts and commentaries here given. Indian good texts and commentaries. That means those which are already the commentary on the good text written by the Indian masters. So that means translating into Tibetan, both good text and some of those commentaries also. So Mool Madhyamik Karika, so Uma Samaj Karika, Mool Madhyamik Karika, that's by the Nagarjuna. It's very popular as studying today, right, in universities. And Abhidharma Kosha, yeah, then Abhidharma text, right? So usually in Tibetan we study in our university Abhidharma Kosha. I also learn. It's a very popular one. Practically we learn. And so these are some of those right? And here Saraswata, Inyanshan Meta. So this is Saraswata. This is grammar. Right, Sanskrit grammar. So in Tibetan, I can call this Yanchitaro. So this is a very important one, and Yanchitaro. So yeah, Chandra, Vyakarana Sutra. Chandra Vyakarana Sutra. This is now no more learned in the present Tibetan monasteries, but it is very popular in Tibet some 100 years before. Okay, and I came to know still this grammar, Panini and this Chandrakya, this Jayamchandra. These are also learning in the Tibet now, in Tibetan language. So all these grammar texts already translated into the Tibetan language. So there are 3 ways of translation. Translation, meaning translation, and literal translation. So they are learning this on the base of literal translation. Transcription, based on the translation. Especially when we are translating this one, those Sanskrit texts, mantras, are not translated according to their meaning in Tibetan. They are translated as it sounds. According to the mantra in text. But only the difference is that you use the different script, Tibetan script. But when we are going to read, it is same Om Mani Padme same. So you are not translating that meaning of what Om Mani Padme means. So according to that, this grammar text, right? Saraswati Vyakarana Sutra and Chandra Vyakarana. all these are Adini Sutra, all this we find in the Tibetan. And they also learn. So this is not more exists actively in India today because of the Chinese destruction in other invasion of that, and many have been put to India and so that is. But those old masters even exist today in monasteries. They know Sanskrit, but they don't understand the Indian Devanagari script, but they can explain it. Sanskrit. Because they learn this from the this Tibetan script. So all these grammars have been translated into the Tibetan also. And they are commentaries. So this learning is not more active now. And Kalapa, right? So these are some of those important texts. So I mean that not only the commentaries exist, translations. So these are the those translations and commentaries which are not going to be the direct translations. Right? So you can find from these serial numbers they have given with this text direct directions. Okay? And Myanmar Meroma is 100. So this poetry is from the Myanmar Meroma. So yeah, this Kavya, right? Kavya. This is a properly learning Tibetan. Very important. So here I give you some of those old Tibetan scripts before the 7th century. So before 7th century, this text usually called that Marchin and Marchu. Maybe you have idea. So these are the texts. The under one is the one we actively use today, which is text, and the upper one is the old text. Okay, very old text. Before the 33rd king of Tibet, Songtsen 7th century. The 33rd king is the one Dharma king of Tibet in 7th century. Before that, you can count 13 more kings. And how they communicate during that time, before the 7th century. They have kings, king long, people. So there is a legend also. So that is this one, upper one. There are many different scripts. I will show you here. Okay. And before that, there are usually we divide 3 phases of translation into that. But before the 7th century, those translations are regarded with the Burn, another one tradition, Burn tradition. Before the Buddhism was introduced in Tibet, there is another one traditional belief, faith in Tibet. That is called Burn. And between Burn tradition and other languages also have the translation works. That is a different one. Before the 7th century. During that, this what we are using today, these scripts are not here. On the basis of the translation works on Sanskrit texts, Indian masters. This was not happened. The one is on the Burn tradition. That is the old tradition. That between that and other languages. So I'm going to say just to show you that there existed old text before the 7th century in Tibet. This is called Marchu, but I cannot. So this in English, Shangshu, it's for Tibetan script, Shangshu Tibetan script. Before this one. But what we are using today, this is the Bhutan. This is usually created by newly invented, created by the Turi Samvota. He is the first Tibetan grammarian. The king 7th century, King Songtsen sent him to India to learn Sanskrit and business things. And he learned 7 years in India and learned Sanskrit, this grammar, all these things, and went back to his country, Tibet, and then he systemized the new script. And that script we call today, example, which we take an example from the Buddha script, Buddha dynasty, India. because today the scholars assume that the structure of that script and today what we call ancient Tibetan script very much similar. From there, one can assume that maybe during that time in India, this script was very popularly used in Sanskrit. And he also taken an example of the new script from the Buddha. So that's why we can. Yeah, just I extracted of this. I extracted from one of the book translated into Latin of English about the ancient story of Tibet. So here, so this is the script. So these all scripts are already digitized now, right? Can you see? It is no longer used now. But some of those who are still preserving the world traditions, okay, one book report. So they are using the scripts, okay, and they preserve the all scripts. It's a very different one. I cannot probably read this, I cannot read. Some are very similar, some perfect. I cannot read. Maybe it's very different one, very old text. And they digitize this. So this is just an example. And now here, this is the diagram I prepared, extract from the research. So now you, actually I want to translate it in English, but later I will show you in English, okay? So because my part is after the job, right? Maybe I'm not going to do this. In between the class, sometime I think I will show you these things. That's why I prepared. No translation yet. So this is how the transmission comes. Okay. How this transmission works happen in Kargil. Kargil actually the teachings of Buddha, actually works of Buddha. Buddha. So these teachings usually means it's the image, how this works. So there are 1 and 2 and 3. So this diagram I gave you here. So from here, Natham, we call Natham correction. So Natham correction, what we call Natham correction. From Natham correction, it goes to Desatret, right? So let's go here. And then that's it, Kempang corrections. Kempang. This is in 1400. 1431. This is the year in 14th century. Right? So this is in 14th century, this is again the 14th century, this is 13th century. 1000. This is 7. Right? So during that centuries, okay, and they now trying to preserve these old texts from that and transmission to other languages. Usually, this transmission first, actually, the Buddhism introduced in that part first into China. Actually, Buddhism first come to China. Before Buddhism introduced in Tibet, it introduced in China first. So that's why some of those texts transmitted from the Chinese. Okay. And some of those, mostly the texts are transmitted directly from the Indian masters. And we can also find few texts during that centuries transmitted not directly from the Indian master Sanskrit text, but from the Chinese. Because China had already prevailed. So these are the things. So there you can find different. So Ghana is China, Yunglo. From that direction, again translation to here. So these things you will find from China, right? In 14th century, same. So these are the diagram in 13th century. And this is a little bit doubt, so give question there, question marks. But now what we have preserved is very popularly known as here, this according to the version, right? And here, now this is the 16th century. 16th century, this is 16th century, this is also 16th century, this is 17th century, and this is the 17th century, this also 17th century, this is 19th century, this is 18th century, this is 19th century. So different collections are there. So they preserved according to that lineage, that lineage. So these are the, now it is the 21st century, right? So this translation comes from that, how many generations have passed. So after each generation, they try to preserve this, and that new generation, they interested in that one, and they try to preserve this, in that, this collections going on. So these are the involved actions. This is on the Buddha version, the teaching of Buddha. Now next one is the Tengu, the commentaries on that one. Next one I will show you detail about this in translation. Still now these are not detailed found in English. I try to find, and even I asked for my friends, those scholars studying in the Sandhar University. One of my friends went to the Sri Lanka and everywhere there. I even asked him, you must find, yes, he's trying, but he's written. So this is the native collection, the commentaries on Nirvana. Commentaries, okay? Commentaries and root text of that one. We call it Tengu. So here, 1 and 2, right? So this is now here, 13th century, and this also here, 13th century. This again, 13th century. This is 16th century. This is 13th century. And this is 17th century. This again, 17th century. This again, 17th century. This again, 17th century. Right here. So now we have finally these three based on this one: Aging, Nartham, Dege, Chone. Aging, Nartham, Dege, Chone. These four collections are very popular today, preserved from the different lineage, from different society. Okay. In monasteries today, in Hindu tradition monasteries, so this is very popular. We based on this one. Okay. So this is how. So for each text, you will find many different corrections. I need to say this. Yes, of course, this may happen because it is the work of many generations, right?
And the root text, what is a root text? Is it the original teachings of the Buddha or something?
Which
root text? Is it
root text?
What is it?
Root text here it means those root texts composed by the Indian masters based on the Urvacha. They have written text.
Okay.
Yes. In one way, you can say that the first commentary of Buddha's teachings written by the Indian masters.
Are called root text.
Yes,
Okay.
root text. In one way, you can say that. Mostly the root text you will find in the stanza, in poetry writing, not as a prose writing. In Sanskrit, like the Brahmana Vartika, all these you will find in the stanza writing, right? And after that, if you do the commentary on that, then usually we do a prose writing and commenting on that. So in one way you can say there is a mutual inclusive of root text and commentary. Mutual inclusive. You can say both root text and commentary. If it is the root text, it is also possible there is a commentary also. Okay, these two are not exclusive. So this is how Ege painted. Okay. This is what we call Ege. And what in Hindu tradition, their monasteries, mostly the collection, you will find altar. In altar, you will find lots of some of these scriptures. Collections are here. Okay. For that collection is came down from that image. This image. So they gave down to this image, right? And this goes to this image. This goes to this goes to this image. Right? So our collection comes from this image. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe you can go back this to the 11th and 12th century back. From there they reserved and they translated, they reserved. Before you will find in that those during those times you will find many different palm leaves, right? Palm leaves and different way of preservations. Mostly after that, these centuries you will find the preservation which used in the Chinese age. That's the old tradition. What we used to do in this paper is the very new one. There is one paper, Chinese paper. You cannot tear it. Yes, such a hard paper, such paper. Usually you have idea, Chinese paper. No? Yes, of course. There is one kind of paper.
Yes, a little plastic.
Yeah, usually they make this is plastic like
yeah.
Just
very hard to tear, very hard to tear.
Very hard to tear, yes. So mostly in those centuries we will find those preservation protected. And before that we will find it in palm leaves and even this old text we will find today in monasteries here, they keep in that paper. So these are very big one. You will find long at 91. And inks are also very different from today. Today these inks, lesser inks, you will get this for the few years, it will vanish. You will find the benefit collection. So inks are very different from them. And they were also very different. So as much as they try to preserve for a long time, very creative one, always. Now come to this modern generation, we think about very short term, right? This is the way it is always mentioned in the you. People become degenerate, mentally degenerate. And our last step will become, we will survive only for the 10 years. This is mentioned. You have heard this? We only survive for the 10 years. Now mostly we survive for how many years? 60 is the normal one, right? 60, 70, and hardly 100 years today, 90, hardly. Our grandfathers and mothers say that. Don't hoping so, as we can live as our grandfathers and fathers. Maybe we are little. So come to the 10 years. Finally, then next the new will begin. So here, this is that whole text I showed you before the 7th century internet. So what we use to read is this one. This is the one used today. Okay, the lower part. And that one is also very similar to Hindi. Right? Ka, ka, ga, ma. This is the Tibetan. Ka, ka, ga, ma. Cha, cha, ja, nya. Ta, ta, ga, ma. Pa, pa, ba, ma. And this is a little bit different. Sa, sa, za, wa. Mostly like the Kashmiri, those parts. Okay? Sa, sa, za, wa. Sha, sa, ha, ya. This is reiterated. This one and this one. It's a very unique one, unique sound. Usually we don't find this in Hindi. Indian language. Sha, sa, ha, ya. And this also fine. Ra, la, sha, sa. Same. And ha, ha. Same as in Hindi. Same. So only different is there. So these are these 5 different and 6 reverse direction, reverse script we use for the transcription. So that's why
I've been asked to learn a language, and I say Tibetan. So is it similar to Hindi? Is it close to Hindi? If,
sounds you will find the similar sound as in Hindi, Tibetan, but some have a very different one like this, sha, sa, ha, ya, and the reading system same as in Tibetan. Once you can read the very basic parts of the letters, and if you recognize those letters and their vowels, how they combine, join letters, then you can read all Tibetan, those scriptures, all that within 1 month. Yes. Yeah, you can read. But you don't, it is something, you cannot understand the meaning, but you can read. Not like English. English is a very complicated. Because there is no logic in English. But I am not criticizing, sorry. But
there's no logic in English.
so you can imagine, you just question from here. If you say but, why not it is but? If it is put, why not it is put? There is no logic. Right? So Tibetan and Devanagari always have no such problems. So you can read if you recognize those letter system, how they combine with powers and these things, then you can read perfectly. No matter what meaning you choose. That is, you can read. And even it is very easy to learn because the sounds are very similar with Tibetan alphabets. Ga, 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 na, cha, 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 na, ga, 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 na, right? So similar, and Pali is same, right?
Just learning Hindi.
So this just for information. Okay. And here, many different states here is another one. Like most states in the 7th century. Here, this also very different. This also Shamshung, Marchung. Shamshung, we call that Shamshung state. Very different state. So under one is very popular. What we use is this. So those transmitted directions you will find in this one. This one. If you learn this for 1 month, you can read all those collection of painful and commentaries and those videos. You can read. Yes? Sorry? Yeah. You can read. You don't understand. I don't mean that. If you learn the meaning, then you can. Right? Word by word. And even learning grammar is not again complicated like English. Because there are many ambiguities, right? Pragmatic, semantic meanings, you have to combine with English. All are painting features. What does that mean? All are painting features.
Shakespeare.
Yes?
Shakespearean language.
I'm trying to work it out.
All are painting features. Right? There is ambiguity, right?
Yeah.
All are painting features. This ambiguity can be clarified only by making good caution to this statement. What are all doing? So all are painting features. Right? What are all? All are painting features. So according to the question, you will get different meaning here. What are all? All are painting features of the world. So what are all doing? all are reading teachers. Here the all show the subject, and they are doing the
Two questions.
so this kind of they are
Same as.
but in Tibet, we don't find like that. So less ambiguity here.
The original text of the Buddha was in Hindi, yes? Sanskrit.
Which
The original text of the Buddha is Sanskrit, yes?
yes, Prakratic, this historical dispute, Prakratic. So in Tibetan we have recorded four named language. H, she, you know that. I lecture, so there are four languages. So Buddha historically Siddhartha Gautama is the son of king, right?
Yes.
So usually they learn those Sanskrit. We think that. And for the common, as a, they use those not only Sanskrit. Buddha use as much as try to understand even the very common people, those who don't know the Sanskrit. So they Buddha use the Prakriti language. Not only Prakriti language, but Sanskrit also. This is the middle thing. Both Sanskrit and Prakriti. What do you think? This is the situation. And what we call that knowledge. Right? Pali. So how do you keep the definition on Pali? But I myself, I treated Pali is not other than the Sanskrit Prakriti. And the Sanskrit is born from Sanskriti, Sanskrit. Later it developed from the Prakriti language. Maybe there are many different explanations on that one. Sanskrit, how the Sanskrit language developed. In Sanskrit, in Tibetan we call lecture. Okay, Sanskrit language in Tibetan we call lecture, and that term is used from the centuries back. See from that 7th century there. Lecture. Lecture means leg means put. Jar means to combine like
Connect.
that. So itself shows that this language is developed nature, right? Lecture. Usually for the good purpose to preserve, right? For that. Lecture. From that, you can assume it's comes later. From as a general information, everything in the general way, language comes from, grammar comes from the language. What we are speaking depends not on the grammar. Grammar depends on the language. Right? From that we can understand that usually the Sanskrit, all these are the grammatical structures. So from that angle we can say that it is developed from the Prakriti language. And Buddha used those language which is understandable to the whole people. Whole beings. So it is reasonable that we should accept Buddha teaching in Pali. Right? And not only that, those who are their dignitaries, right? To whom, like kings and those living in Sanskrit. Because they are very similar, right? And these are centuries, long centuries back. We can just put our logic to that. So these are the scripts, different scripts. This one is very different script. This is also the whole script, right? So how do you think when this good version preserved in different countries, they have preserved in different languages, different scripts? Do you have any idea about that? How? And this is the reason why Pali is the primitive language. This is my logic. Okay? If there already exists one such script for that holy Lipi and holy for right? Pali primitive language, then that must preserve in that one. May have some script, manuscript, must find in some of those countries. But there isn't. They have those preserved those Pali in their own language, different in Myanmar, different, right? Am I right? So it shows that it evolved from the Prakriti. Right? And Prakriti are used for the others understand. Most of the people understand that. And it goes from that Pali. Is it? Another one definition for Pali. Pali in all dictionaries you will find as a session. Pali means session. Okay, session. Period of time. Session. Pali. During the Buddha's time, Buddha teaches in a session. That means someone will come to listening to Buddha's Vachan, and then listening, he will realize as he did that path, right? Path of creation, seeing, all of this, then other than session. In this way, the Buddha's teachings are usually they assumed as a Pali, because Buddha taught in a session. In one way, in different place, in one way, Buddha teaches that session, then he might be somewhere, and then in that session, Buddha. So Buddha, these terms assume like a teaching of session teaching, something like that, Pali. Here, I am not saying without background. There is also some scholars there. They are defined the meaning of Pali session. From that, and Buddha's teachings are called Pali. Buddha teach in Pali. That means Buddha teach in session. And this definition is given by the late one, Seba Dorje, the great scholar. Seba Dorje, you find. He knows Pali, Sanskrit, Tibetan, and many. And he is one of the great scholars in the Sarna University. And he has translated many books directly from many from Pali, Sanskrit, and research. So when Vibhashika, the main text, Vibhasha, right? So when Vibhasha actually exists in the Chinese language, not translated in Tibetan so far. Okay. So when we are going to translate this Vibhasha in Tibetan, the two one was the Semologye. So Semologye, he is going to translate from that in India, and that one from another place. I don't know that one. So after that, it was completely Tibetan. Now it is preserved. Now you can find this text in Tibetan also. So there are some texts which have been translated from the Chinese language and mostly from the Sanskrit. So this is the a bit information about how this good version and comment is preserved into that. Those who are interested, and then you can go further into research by learning this. Because you will find many information from here. I need to say this. So now, any questions regarding this? I will put question to you then. What are the 4 sins of Dharma? How many sins of Dharma are there? Before we go into the school of Buddhism, some of the very important points you have to know. 4 or maybe according to Theravada, they counting 3. So 4, 3 sins of Dharma. 4 sins of Dharma. All component things are impermanent, right? Anitya, dukkha, anatta, nirvana. So this 4, what are the 4? All contaminated, all compounded things are impermanent. So this is a main thing. It's a pillar of the Buddhist concept. Before you go each into these 28 systems, they all accept this system, right? So that's why it is called seal. Seal of this thought, right? So what is the anitya? Impermanent. All compounded things are impermanent, right? And the second one is dukkha. Dukkha. So what are those? What are dukkha? Suffering. Suffering includes all contaminated. All contaminated things are suffering. If something which is compounded, it is not necessarily contaminated. Yeah, right? All contaminated. Dukkha, suffering. So our body is compounded. It is the molecule cell, right? Those atoms. Composed of those atoms. And it's also compounded one. As well as it is contaminated. Our body is contaminated. Isn't it? Those of these blood, flesh, and bone, all these compound together, but it is contaminated. So we have suffering. It's a suffering. All contaminated things are suffering. Dukkha. And then third. Yes. Anatta. So this is a very important concept. Okay, anatta. What does mean anatta? What is the translation word for English in anatta? Selfless. No self. Selfless. No self.